Igbo people, it is important to understand the concept of nationalism and, of course, conservatism as well. We need to actually approach this in a way that people need to understand the value of inclusion and the progressive attitude towards people of other faiths and other sexuality. When we stay strong on conservative ideas, we miss out on the opportunity to address inclusion and diversity.
To Mercy, my dear beloved sister, I invite you to dance to a melody unheard, yet in every heart, yes, in every soul, Ubuntu exists, a divine mentor to beat, make my motherland a loving home for all helpless children of the soil. The dedication to my sister, partially I sought to see the book as an act of love, to try and make sense of so many issues that are happening, especially in Africa with LGBT communities. The biggest challenge is to try and steward the opposition, or what I've called protective homophobia, as a way of safeguarding our African, our national identities. So the people who don't fit in there, they are more excluded, like they don't exist. And you hear this from from our leaders, political leaders, who tend to say that if you want to be gay, you can go to the West. So it's like rejecting our people because of who they are. So we use that as something that robs them of their humanity and their citizenship at the same time. So they become a threat. Now, in the book, what I tend to do is the opposite of that. I'm trying to explain this complex topic to say that there are so many things happening. There's globalization on one hand affecting Africa. There is interstate policies or politics to do with international relations and how they deal with that. And then there's a religious part. What we have come to realize in this book is the fact that the religious leaders and politicians, when it comes to LGBT issues, they can be as bad as Robert Mugabe. But when it comes to LGBT issues, they see Mugabe to be a savior. They see this dictator now become the savior because he's saving their nation and their culture. So that's what the book, I think, is trying to do. But my hope is simple. I've said in this book and in every book I've written that the hope for Africa is not in my generation. It's in the generation of the young ones who grow up in Africa, and then they will laugh. Honestly, they will laugh at us when they realize that one moment we said, if you are gay, you do not belong to us. And just like we laugh at the apartheid years when being black was more of a curse, today we laugh when we see those posters. And I'm saying that one day when we put all these anti-gay posters together in a museum somewhere, the young generation will be laughing to say, why did you do this to your own people? And to me, that's the hope. My hope is of the soil, is in the children of the soil. They'll win, better join us, or you go on the other side of history. That's my thinking.
Yeah, so Kenya as a nation has already gone with a program that works on MSM issues. So there is no LGBT specific program in health sector, but MSM is recognized. However, our engagement with the government agencies like the National AIDS Control Council has given us an opportunity to have this dialogue of other components of sexual and gender minority other than just MSM persons. So given this, we feel that as Kenyans, we have an opportunity that is much better, broader compared to other countries in the region. And as a matter of fact, Kenya, as it is for now, serves as a home for many refugees. Amongst them, a large number is LGBT refugees that have moved to Kenya because they feel that they are safer in Kenya for the time they are looking for other places to go to. They are safer there, the issues are listened to, and they are less vulnerable compared to their home of origin. So, and there are also risks that they can face that we do not face, and there are other risks that we face that they might not face because they are not from Kenya. So as a Kenyan, I might be attacked for being gay, but as a foreigner, LGBT person, they will not be attacked on that basis. So this brings in the aspect of nationalism. So if they were Kenyans, they would be treated on the same way as Kenyans. They would be face the same prejudice that Kenyans are facing. But again, on the other hand, if I was a refugee from another country living in Kenya, it would have subjected me to the same treatment and prejudice that I'm facing as foreigners in Kenya. So basically, I think that is some of the things that we are addressing, the dialogues that we're having with the government, so that we have an LGBT inclusive approach on health programming, but also to incorporate people that are not of Kenyan origin but living in Kenya but identify as LGBT persons.
Thank you.
Belinda, thank you for being part of this interview. Tell us about your daughter, your relationship with her, in the context that, she has reached out to you with regards to her sexuality.
We have a very good and loving mother-daughter relationship, and a very open relationship about sexualities.
And then tell me about the whole connection with conservatism and nationalism.
My concern is that I would advise my daughter that that though she has made her statement first at home or within the family that she is lesbian, that she needs to be aware of people's conservative remarks in terms of, from a theological perspective, in terms of her being demonized or the devil or having certain spirits within her, and then also having to face the perspective of the nationalism. In terms of citizen, because we are South Africans, I don't think, I don't believe that she as an individual, being a citizen of South Africa, would probably break the laws by just her being herself. She could still be a law-abiding South African citizen.
She is, but the community is accusing her of destroying or embarrassing South Africa. And that's where more justice comes to play.
Okay. It's kind of hard to talk on her behalf right now because she's just so vocal. So she probably will just be, wow. Okay, let me just think of JD for a moment.
Yeah, I think the other thing, because Kapia brought something up about mob justice, the fact that South Africa has the law doesn't really translate to the attitude within the society generally.
Yes, that's
true.
true.
And I think that, to be quite honest, if you think about it, the love that you give your daughter at home is the best, is the most powerful one that can take her, sky is the limit for her. But of course, there'll be a moment where you have to watch out for her safety, protection, and everything. How do you think that you can do that?
That's a challenge because I might not be with her all the time.
That's the point, yeah.
Yeah, I won't be with her all the time. I would say that based on the point that you mentioned, besides the love that she gets from home, but also the awareness of her rights, to educate her of her civil rights of this country, so that even when she's away from me, she then understands and knows what her rights are. She can
Belinda, that is the claim of her citizenship, both within the country and in the eyes of God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Were you recording?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
That was very good.